Hopefully you all can hear me. Hi, Kaylin. Let me check audio. Okay, I do see audio. There's nothing coming out because I have no background music going. So let me find that lo-fi playlist and then we can get started. The bot's not on because of course it's not. So yeah, that's fun. Wow. Oh good. Spotify kept my history. Hopefully I'm logged in. Oh good, it connected. Oh, that explains why. I didn't change my audio device. Oh, that's loud as fuck. Sorry, y'all. So yeah, hopefully you can hear me. I just need to get some water. And actually tweet that I'm live, so good job, me. I will see what that was in a hot minute. Oh, you know what? I don't have my alerts back on here. I heard the noise, but um alright, sorry about that. Hey Sleazy, how are you? Let me turn this down, it's a little loud to me. Alright. I don't have my alerts on this scene. Wow, I really did fail at everything. Although alerts were not working before, and I could not re-authenticate into Streamlabs, so um I also need to get my link for cherry water. Oh, what was that? Xander, hello. How are you, friendo? I hope I get to see you this upcoming week. Um, not need the QR code. It's in the way. Hello, Xander. Hi, everyone. Hey, how are you? Do I get to see you this weekend, hopefully? Oh, I'm a doofus. Hello, hello. Yes, I arrived tomorrow afternoon. I'm trying to do something after Black Dice Society on Thursday. So if Thursdays work for you, because I know tomorrow you have Shakar and I've got a dinner I've got to go to. Hello, hello. Welcome on in, everyone. All right, we're raising money for Charity Water. Um, I'm painting that Buster sword that you can kind of sort of see in. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, it's locked. That's why I can't move it. I don't want to move that. There you go. Now you can see the Buster sword. Yeah, so talk to Jason Carl. We talked about getting together somewhere after Black Dice was over. I'll still be at USC's campus though, so wherever it is, I need to know an address so I can get there. And thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. All right, water and then we can start painting. But hello everyone. You know what I didn't set back up after I had to redo all of my scenes? I don't have my raid video set up. I'm so sorry. But I'm Cypher. I do variety. Today's variety is painting. Because I needed something low key and chill to do before I still have to pack and get to bed a decent hour. Because I'm the worst streamer. Guess who didn't do a tweet? Yes, Charity Water is great. I've fundraised for them before. I was gonna try to do um, a one shot of Honey Heist, but didn't work out. Thank you. Have a good evening, Xander. All right, everyone who's here and who's stuck around, give me 3 minutes to get some water, get a quick bio break, and then we'll get to painting. And then I can actually see chat on my phone. And then I'll show you other stuff that I've been working on. So hang out, BRB. Hello. Thank you, Beazle. Those So those are all my free emotes, etc. Who's crashing what? Who's crashing what, Sleazy? I'm confusion. Let me close all these extra tabs and finish my panel submissions for PAX Unplugged later. Oh, now I got an email from FedEx about a package from Logitech. I hope it's the microphone. Oh. Okay. Oh, thank you for the sub, Beals, I appreciate it. All right, here's my challenge. Don't drink the paint water and don't confuse my wine glass for um, paint water. So here's what I need to do. I need to get on chat from my phone. Turn my volume down. So here's what I... Oh god. Not hearing my own voice. But also, look up Buster Sword. Because I literally forgot how it's supposed to go. That is not the one Zero modeled this after. So... Okay, so this is going to be pretty easy. This is the Buster Sword. I think that Zero modeled his after. His print after. So the edge is going to be all silver. That's going to be super easy. This will be silver. And I'm going to try to find like a leathery gray. And then do these lines in a silver. That's going to be hard because the way they're 3D printed. And these need to be silver. Gotcha. I was very confused, Sleazy. Alright, so this is going to be pretty straightforward. And this is a dice holder. So I can actually take this off and work on it, which is good. But Zero 3D printed this for me and sent it to me and also included magnets. So I could... close this thing. I just need to figure out which dice will fit in it. Now, here's the question. Is this going to break like the white paint? It did not. Yay. Oh, that's thick. That definitely needs some water. That needs water. I did not realize the silver had got so thick just sitting here. Oh, there's the pipette. So how's everyone doing? Also, let me know how the light is because I'm using the new Litra beam. These are like supposed to be for resin, but I've been using them as paint. So, for paint, I should say, not as paint. They're not paint. Oof. Woof. Everything's in the way. I cleaned up my workspace and it's even more kind of tight on space now. Thanks. I hope Bronze is on by the time I'm done because I think she is moving her Monday, her streams to Monday. Hey, Pine Piece, how are you? How you been? Okay, this needs way more water. Yeah, that is super thick. Sorry for the unintentional ASMR. This silver paint has been in a tube for a hot minute, and it's apparently got real thick in the meantime. There we go. Oh no, this is what we're painting. It's a dice holder. I don't know if you follow me on Twitter, Pine Piece, but I tweeted photos the other day. This is the paint palette. We're painting the Buster Sword. Well, I don't know if I have any mods around. But if I do have any mods lurking, can someone grab that tweet? Because it's 100 times harder to do shit from my phone. But yeah, how are you? Yeah, I was trying to get in one last stream before I leave for LA tomorrow. I'm still not packed. Hey, Mandy. Thank you. It is Zero Zerjester. 3D printed this for me. It is a dice holder, and I am printing it. Yes. I just need to see which dice of mine will fit in it. Some dice that I bought are very dope looking, but it will not close with them in there. Yeah, so when dice are in here, you can actually see them through there. I used it yesterday during our charity game. The only downside was the dice I was using were very large, but they look like pretty blue materia through the holes. I've got so many dice though, and you know, I may even make some dice for just for this holder, cause I've got glow in the dark pigment. Did not want that to get silver, but that's what alcohol wipes are for. This is something I can kind of paint and not have to pay super close attention to as far as detail, because it's so large. So what's everyone doing? How was your Monday? Or Tuesday if you're in certain other time zones. How's your Tuesday morning going? I do. My printer's down right now because I bought a bunch of improvements and I've not had the time to just make myself sit down and install them. The the sample PLA that came with my printer was crappy and clogged it up. So I bought a bunch of improvements. Have I installed them? Absolutely not. Where are you, East Coast Pine Peas? Because last night during our charity game, Eugenio had a huge thunderclap and scared the bejesus out of most of us. Yeah, I've got a Creality Ender Creality 6 SE, the one that self-levels. And DJ and I both back the Anchor printer. Hey, Kenny. Oh, damn. Please be safe. Well, Eugenio's in New York, so. But it was like the most perfect timing, especially because I played a gem Dragonborn Ranger, and I have some magic and could do thunderclap. And as I was talking to an NPC, a literal thunderclap hit, and it could not have been timed more perfectly. All right, I'm trying to get a good layer down before I get a smaller brush and start working on these bits on the handle. Because I'm going to try to put like nicks and scratches on it with through either technical paint or dry brushing. Yeah, it was amazing. No, Kelly, I'm not, because Zero very kindly 3D printed this for me, so I'm not doing that. Hi, how are you feeling? Did you get your glasses? Yay. Kelly, if you are not on your phone, can you grab the tweet where I shared Zerjester sending that he sent me this? No worries. They wouldn't let you take photos? Interesting. Hey, Zero. You're here. I mean, if you want to... Oh, that is way too long of a brush. That is a detail brush. Why do I not have a handy brush? Because of course I don't. Because that would be simple. Wait, are you a simple brush? You are a simple brush. Oh, nice. Yeah, this is going to be an easy paint job, relatively, so... Because it's so huge, it's going to be a quick paint, too. That's interesting that they wouldn't let you take photos in the eye doctor. Although I can't say that I've ever asked to take photos at the eye doctor. And I heard someone else in this chat got Majora's Mask. If you can't, no worries. Zero's also here. This is far more detailed than I expected to have to do. You are. I'm amused though. So, Kelly's mom, the opera geek, I should say. Please do not call her Kelly unless you actually know her. Um, Kelly's mom narked on her, and so did Justin. Oh shit, that's right, it's Familiar Quest Day. I'm the worst. I may have to catch up because I'm going to do this for a couple hours and then I have to pack and I may try to go to bed at a decent hour. But yes, please promo Familiar Quest if you would like. I also have to take my contacts out. My eyes are so dry. I didn't say exactly what you hadn't been doing. I just said your mom narked on you. I didn't say what she narked on you about. Kelly, we're against you because we love you. And we want you to recover quickly from major surgery. I love one Kelly. Besides, when your present gets there tomorrow, I don't think you don't get to be mad at me, at least not for tomorrow. I think you can't fuss at me for like a year after what I got you. Hey Zero, since you're here, would you paint this? This part stays black, right? It's just the edge that's silver, and all of these bits are silver. Wow, I didn't say it like that, Kelly, but since you put it that way. I mean, I wasn't gonna say it that way, but besides, I know you're gonna fuss at me anyway. I'm gonna get a text while I'm mid-flight. I know. How long until that is not a thing? Also, Zero, can you get Kelly's throne list? Because someone is recovering from major surgery and deserves all the things. Catherine. And I'm gonna clean this up with a Q-tip and some alcohol. Just this being a little round thing is hard to paint without getting paint everywhere, so I've accepted that. Hey Catherine, how goes? I try, Sleazy, I try. But not everyone gets that treatment, but I've known Kelly a long time. Yes, I can. And look, look at that, a link, Kelly. Imagine that. Yeah, how is the weather by you all? Because it dropped. I went outside and was like, oh, Jesus. I thought it was going to still be shorts weather. I went out in basically hoochie shorts and a t-shirt to go to the chiropractor because A, shorts just make it easier. Um, I knew I needed leg work. And I was like, there is no God. Chainmail or gunmetal for the handle of the... For this and this part of the handle. I'm gonna try to find my... I have a leather brown. Gunmetal. Because I'm doing several layers, because that is not a solid coat. Yeah, I know I've got a leather brown. I just couldn't tell you where the hell it is right now. I may use tin and water it down. But I bought that set that's supposed to be like you're painting leather. Like you're painting, what do you call it? Like material and metal. There's also this one. That is a wash. Like I said, I try, sleazy, I try. Yeah, I believe it. I haven't owned a bike in several decades. Mainly just because biking in Chicago's dangerous. I see how people walk, let alone ride a bike here, so. Pardon me while I look for... Or did I put them back? I'm staring at these and it's probably going to stare me in the face. Because I feel like I put them away. You know how you put something away and then when you need it, it could jump up and bite you? That's where I'm at. Not like the West Coast what? Oh, I know. I live in Chicago, and while we do have bike paths, people do not drive. People do not bike like they actually should bike, as if it's a bike path. Okay, there's khaki. That might work. I thought that said La Sombra. Y'all, you know you're fucking tired when you read something. Last week on Familiar Quest, because Kelly says things before brain processes them. We now started a cult where Kuatoa are worshipping Gale. Hey Furwick, Ohio, genki da. It's not brown leather. I may have gone on a spree and bought a bunch of off-white paint. I don't know why I bought this much off-white paint. But I did, apparently. Why is that in there with paint? I'm tired. I finally got laundry done. Got most of the trash out. Alright, I'm also just looking for what the fuck is in here. Because I know I have a wood brown somewhere. Couldn't tell you where I put it, though. But I did find at least that other shade of brown. I'm also just a little bit stressed about LA because Travel! Did I put this actually back in here? Did I actually do that? Or did I put this away? Nope, these are all flesh tones. And there's salmon. This literally says salmon, y'all. I cannot. There's one other place. Ow, fuck. I just stepped on something sharp. Dagnabbit. Sorry if you get a butt. I kind of sort of organized my workspace. Aha, I found it. Now I have 2 copies of Chainmail Silver for some reason. Hey Ogie, I mean, how are you? But I think I found the one I was looking for. It's Parasite Brown, but not quite what I was hoping for. I have 2 Chainmail Silvers. I'm not sure how I feel about Parasite Brown, but I will grab the sepia. Right? Wow, and this fucking storm giant really wants to fall down right off over my desk. Could you not? Sorry, I've got a WizKids storm giant that apparently really wants me to paint it because it keeps getting in the way. Gunmetal. Yeah, like brown rose. What the fuck does that even mean? Anywho. Hey, Steph, how are you? You right. How was the rest of stream? How was your fun? Speaking of Final Fantasy VII, Steven was playing, you're playing the remake, correct? Wait, did you raid and I missed it? Or did you just come in and say hi? Hey, Brianna, how are you? Because I'm looking at chat on my phone. I'm okay getting in this last stream before I go pack and try to go to bed at a decent hour. Ah, gotcha. I feel like I'm... Ooh, that is a lot of paint. I miss a lot when I'm on my phone, so... Not super early. It doesn't leave till 10:30, but I'm not packed. Hey, DC. I'm not packed yet. And I always get anxiety no matter how much I travel. The thing is, it's 40 minutes to the airport, honestly. But, you know, with COVID and everything else, and having now caught it once, I get massive anxiety over travel, even worse. And it's a long flight. Chicago direct to LA is still 4.5 hours. Luckily, both my flights are direct, but just... I'm usually much better about packing. Like, the night before, like, it's 6:30 for me. Normally, I'd be packed, be enjoying dinner, making sure everything's charged. Gotta do that. Although I think I have a seat with power in it. What I'm really hoping is I can get I can get on this flight and go right the absolute fuck to sleep. That is my goal. But who was I talking to? I was talking to someone and I was just like, I have the misfortune of always getting the person that wants to fucking talk to you. So where you going? You going home? Do you live here? Do you live in Chicago? What are you travel? And I'm just like, lady, I don't know you. Why are you talking to me? Yeah. I just always manage to get the super chatty, usually probably a nice person, but how whomst among us actually wants to talk to a rando on a flight? You know what? I do that, and like I started wearing, no shade to my AirPods, but they're uncomfortable after a while. So I started wearing Bose headphones, Bose noise canceling headphones when I travel, and they're just more comfortable. Um, because AirPods have fallen out. It's a miracle I've not lost them. I've had that on occasion, sleazy, or at least like during takeoff. And I prefer an aisle seat, so I always get the person, even if they're polite, we're fine until somebody has to get up for the bathroom, and then it's mid-flight, then they want to chat because they're awake, and I'm just like my flight back from Amsterdam, I was so stressed out. Luckily, the middle seat was empty. But I want people, you know how people look like they're moving in on a flight? Zero, you don't, you don't fear me. Ow, my hand is itching. My right hand is itching. That means I'm supposed to get money, right? Yep. I am a big old Dragon Age nerd. One of my last tattoos pre-pandemic was of the dual griffins that is the Warden Commander insignia. Yeah, that's what my grandmother used to always say, that if your right hand's itching, someone's gonna pay you money. I mean, Saturday's the first, so Patreon pays out. I have a few invoices out, but although lately I've been letting Patreon wait until the 5th, if I can, because um, if you've got a Patreon set up and you're offering merchandise, they deduct the cost of whatever merch is going out. And but if you if you withdraw your money before the 5th, I've been getting a warning about so many patrons will have delays to getting your merch if you withdraw your money today. And I'm in a good enough position to where I don't absolutely need to withdraw it as soon as it's all there on the 1st. So Zero, question for you. These lines in the Buster Sword are super fine. Any idea on how I'd actually paint that silver? Because I have a confuse. Oh, nice. I didn't like the Inquisition emblem enough for that, but I've got, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got, Fenris's one saying. When you talk to him, he says, only living, no victory, but it's in faux Latin. Um, that is part of the crest that my friend designed for me. That is a custom piece. No one else in the world should have it. Great. That's good to know, Zero. I see a brush that could do it. Yeah, I can't, it's not easy to show, but if you go to my Instagram and go back to May 2021, the double griffin tattoo is there. Yeah, I'm gonna do some silver on the ones that are not so fine. Like these I can actually see the grooves on. I'm gonna paint this silver, but I'm gonna use the gunmetal for this, and then um I'm gonna clean that up with a pointed Q-tip and alcohol. Thanks. It's a Spotify playlist. I don't know if my bot is up, because I know Furwick was having problems with Streamlabs bot this morning. Steven, did you have any problems, or did you switch over to Stream Elements? Um, because Streamlabs would not let me log in and re-authenticate, and I know my Twitch password, and it kept telling me there was a problem. Try back later. So whatever's going on with Streamlabs, something was not authenticating, and I couldn't log in. So I don't know if any of those commands are gonna work. So Zero, can you try exclamation charity water? Cause no, you made that in Nightbot. Never mind. I know that it won't work. Trying to think of one that's in Streamlabs. Someone try exclamation AMD. You were having problems with your bot this morning, yeah? Yep, it's still not authorized. I couldn't log into the Streamlabs bot this morning. Or this afternoon, I should say. Oh, was it Nightbot? I thought you were having problems with Streamlabs bot. Sorry. Um. So yeah. All right. Enjoy that food and movie. What are you all watching? If you don't mind me asking. I'm sorry, Furwick. I thought it was Streamlabs bot. But yeah, it would not let me log in and re-authenticate, even though it has not been 30 days. Oh, nice. Well, enjoy. I hope dinner is delicious and you have a great night. This is not going to be a super long stream, but I wanted to get in one more before I leave. Because tomorrow's basically me running around like a chicken, making sure I've like put dishes away and other stuff. I've got to remember to start the dishwasher before I get in bed. Um, I know I asked Zero and Catherine what they're watching tonight. Alright, thanks Zero, and thanks again for sending me the dice tray. It's gonna be a fun, quick paint. Um, Prey? Wait, was there a Prey movie? Because I know there's a Prey video game. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I saw that one. I'm very behind on current media because with what free time, as DJ likes to say. I'm still 4 episodes behind on the Cyberpunk anime. I might try to put that on my phone or my iPad if I remember. Although it's kind of violent to watch on a flight where other people can see over your shoulder. Oh, that's so dope. Brianna, are you coming to TwitchCon or no? I mean, from where y'all are, it's a 2-hour train ride. I love it. I got to see it a bit early in Seattle while I was there for PAX. So I love it. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it because on Twitter they were warning people, this is NSFW, do not try to like watch this on your lunch break at work. And when they did the Twitch preview the day before release, they cut out the sex scenes, not the uber violence. Oh, is she? I'm trying to see her, but I know she had a thing she had to go do, and is not around right now. But she should be back Friday, she said. I'm doing a photo shoot with Cameron Rice on Friday, or Saturday, I'm sorry. And then that evening is kind of up in the air. I know Markia was trying to plan something. I don't know if Magic Castle or some other place she was talking about is an option. What is Alicia doing at TwitchCon, do you know? I mean, because I'll be at TwitchCon, so I'm gonna grab some Q-tips and some alcohol. Oh God, ow! I stood up, y'all, and my knee almost was like, excuse. I beg your pardon. Yeah, I bought a bunch of like office supplies and other random shit because I was out anyway today. And I realized I needed those Q-tips with the pointy end that are really for makeup. But they're also good for crafting. Ping Markia, because she and I were chatting, but she was texting while I was getting my hair done, so I don't think I got back to her after I got home. Yes, this is 91% alcohol, by the way. So use with caution. Yeah, or I'll hit up our group DM on Discord. Because I don't have Baldur's Gate installed on my laptop, but... Or just tag her in our group DM. Um... And then Motherlands is back next week, y'all. I can't believe it. Yep, Gabe is joining the cast. It's gonna be interesting. Yes, Lizzie, didn't you see the tweet? I know DJ's mentioned it. We are back next Wednesday. Try ML Cast? I know there's a Nightbot command for Motherlands. I just don't remember the, um, it's been a minute, so I don't remember the exact commands. Or if anyone has access to Nightbot and wants to look. That's weird, because that's a Nightbot command. That should work. Maybe it's restricted to mods. I wonder why this isn't working. Can a mod try MLCast? Yep, it must be restricted to mods. Most commands are because of hate raids and stuff. We've had people just come in and start trying to figure out commands and spamming them. So a lot of my commands, at least, are restricted to moderators. Oh yeah, Brianna, I got hate raided when that was mostly happening last summer. I mean, it seems to be coming back. But you know, I was a target of hate raids. I know a lot of queer streamers were targeted. A lot of black and POC streamers were targeted. And I saw a tweet from last night where someone has made a bunch of bot accounts again. So I think it was Commander Root that tweeted it. That someone has found a way to once again very quickly make accounts. Yeah. Even though I hadn't planned it, I may just go over this in black instead of trying to nitpick and get all these little bits of silver cleaned up. Oh yeah, the view botting and hate raids was ridiculous. People couldn't stream in peace. You know, we all had to like make fucking hit in case of emergency buttons during that. Yeah, Twitch has had a week. But one thing I want people to remember, and I saw DJ Wheat tweet this as well, is that yes, we're seeing the bad side of Twitch. We're seeing bad faith actors and all this shit happen. But there are good people at the company, and I need folks to remember that just because someone works at Twitch does not mean they condone what is happening, because a lot of what happens there is very siloed. Hey, Bubbles. You know, that's why people who work at Twitch, if they pop into a chat or something, and people start trying to get them to like unban their buddy or whatever, they're like, that's not my department, and they're not being facetious. They literally can't do anything about it. And we always see that, and people go, well, you don't care. And it's like, not that they don't care. It's that literally they cannot do anything about it. Like when I was getting stalked and harassed on here, and people would get super upset. And we can talk about that too, how people that were not affected by me being stalked were way more upset about it than I was and made a whole thing out of it. That, or they told me just stop giving the stalker attention, like that was an answer. Exactly, Sleazy, but I mean, as we know, I know DJ's talked about this and I've talked about this, There is no such thing as nuance on the internet. Well, here's the thing. I tried not giving that dude attention. I tried ignoring him. You know what he did? He still followed my Twitter. Because I couldn't find what account it was to block him. And I don't think he had a Twitter account. And unless I wanted to lock my account, which I wasn't going to do, there's no reason I should have had to lock my account just to exist on Twitter. Well, oh, you're just giving him attention. You're giving him what he wants. And I'm like, this dude has an unnatural obsession. There's a difference. Well, it's not even polarized. It's that people don't know how things work, and they're very quick to tell other people what to do. You know, like the dude this week that said, "Oh, graphics are done first," and all these game devs came out the woodwork to go, "Oh, really? Let me show you." All right, I already need fresh water. I'm taking you with me. You're getting a little water ASMR. And also every old lady noise as I stand up and my joints sound like popcorn. It was a step too far. Literally. Well, and that's the hard part is that I've just find that many people are very quick to dismiss very real issues. Or they always go to the police. And I was like, oh, you're so cute. You have no idea how being stalked works, do you? Because I can tell you, unfortunately, from personal experience, the police do not understand cybercrime or cyberstalking at all. Okay, Nip Nop, you're in the way. Alright. Sorry, I'm trying to put away the paint mixer thing, aka the Nip Nop. And it is basically hard to do without digging around under the desk and moving a bunch of stuff. But this drawer has room in it, so there we go. And I hope that this is black paint. It is, yay! Alright, so I'm gonna do these bits in gunmetal, although I should look at the reference photo. Because you know some fucking nerd will be like, that's not right. How dare you? Wow, that was an entire misspelling. That is a shitty photo, Jesus. So what's funny, that person who made a big deal out of having the Buster Sword, okay, that is not what I wanted. That is not a Buster Sword. That is a fucking Zelda sword, Jesus Christ. You know how you Google something, you absolutely do not get what you Google for? Well, there's supposed to be an FBI cybercrimes division, sleazy. Do they know what they're doing? Absolutely not. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna try this and see if it works. Cause this is like super finicky. But this paintbrush is thin and long enough to get in this area. Have to clean it up with probably an alcohol wipe if the actual alcohol was not doing it. Yeah, so it's getting in there, but I'm definitely getting the edges. I don't know, this whole area may wind up gunmetal gray. Because this is finicky. I mean, we could hope sleazy, but yeah, that is finicky as hell to get into. This is a little easier, but I'm gonna have to clean this up. Or go over it with, I'm just gonna go over this in all black. Mainly just to cover up. This and also cover up some of the paint lines. Brianna, what's on for you today? Do you have any streams or anything today? I don't know if you're still here. What about you, Sleazy? What are you up to lately? I forget, you don't stream, do you? Okay, I just wondered. She could be lurking, so if folks are lurking, let them lurk. Because it's like end of workday o'clock for West Coast folks. Oh shit. I'd be like, that must. Do you ever do influencer stuff or just like everyday 9 to 5 folks? I'm sure. And you know, people would start asking all kind of tax questions too. There's actually a panel on taxes and streaming at TwitchCon, which, if I get a chance, I'm gonna go to it. But my not so busy TwitchCon is turning into, oh Jesus, where did my free time go? Yeah, I'm just gonna paint this over in a matte black because there's no good way to get in these crevices without going on over the lines. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I always find it interesting when I see people going, why do I need to do a W-9? And I'm like, so the IRS can tax you. This isn't free money, don't you know that? Yeah, what's interesting is there's some chats where I've mentioned taxes, and someone in the chat that does not know me at all tried to start lecturing me on what I need to do, and I was like, I gotta go. I mentioned filing for an extension, and they started going on about, well, that's bad. And I was like, you know what? You don't know me like that. It's time to go. That'd be the only thing that frustrates me about Twitch chats is people get super familiar super quick. And I'm just like, you're not my financial advisor. I suggest you stop talking to me about this. Well, that, but it's just also like, even if that person does taxes, they're not my tax person. That's what I say about like mental health stuff, where people try to use Twitch chat as therapy, and it's like, hey, the streamer did not consent to that. Oh, that's because you've got sense, sleazy. But like everybody wants to come out the gate with tax advice and other shit, and I'm just like, are you a tax? Do you do taxes? No, then you need to stop talking to me. Okay, this is spreading out the more that I use it. I don't know. I just realized there's a lot of people who stream that think they're experts in everything and they actually know very little. Also, do we get any water donations? Because we are fundraising for charity for Charity Water. They help provide clean water in countries where otherwise it is almost impossible to get clean water. Anyone in the chat going to TwitchCon? If so, raise your hand, or virtually raise your hand, I guess. Because I will be there doing 5 panels. And I think most of the panels I'm on will be streamed. Hey Leaf, how are you? I'm excited to see you. Well, I mean, being safe with hurricane prep is probably way more important, to be honest. Gonna try something fun with the materia slots. I'm okay. I still need to pack for LA. I'm also trying to learn how to travel again. Normally, this would not be me. I would be packed. I'd be enjoying dinner before I called it an early night. This is not like me to not be packed and ready to go. Hey Brian, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Another piece of this. Oh, the one in front of me, Jesus. Alright, clean this off. So I have not talked about it on social media because people are rude. But I took a little fall Friday night, and I'm very glad I had a chiropractor appointment today, put it that way. Because I was hurting. It's calm. I keep looking at the clock and trying to make myself not stop the stream because we've only been on a short time. Unrolled! Or Leaf. Oh my god, I can't read. Leaf, thank you. Oh my god, that is a very nice donation. Thank you. Unfortunately, I'm looking at chat on my phone, so... But thank you. I'm okay, but I kind of ate it on landing. I have a terrible bruise on my arm. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I've got a big bruise, and apparently I got a bruise on my shoulder too that the chiropractor could see today. Hey, Metazoa, I'm fine. It was more that um so I was leaving from getting my hair done, and there was a dude just like kind of walking up to me, and I wasn't sure if he was drunk, high, both, and I was trying to just like move away, and in doing so I zagged when I should have zigged, and caught my foot on the edge of a metal plate that was on the sidewalk. Oh no. I'm okay, just trying to paint this Buster Sword. It should be a quick paint. Um, Also, we're using the Logitech G Litra beam tonight. So, if you like the lighting, that is why. Oh, it doesn't. I hit the ground pretty hard, and I basically hit a metal plate. You know when you're walking down the street and they're working on sidewalks and they have those metal plates to cover what they're doing? That's what I landed on. But I caught myself, and but I wrenched my shoulder pretty hard. Like Saturday, I realized, oh, I can't pick up my left arm. Yeah. It was one of those, so this is how I die moments. You know, like when you're falling and you're just like, this is how I die. Yep. Well, I had the chiro appointment anyway. It's just fortuitous that I had it anyway after that fall. And my chiro is actually open on the weekends, but I couldn't have got a massage. So I had a 90-minute massage today and an adjustment. And I'm glad I did that because I don't think I could have hauled laundry. I think the middle seat's currently empty because it was when I checked in. And I upgraded to Economy Plus, so I'm hoping I just have more room overall. Yeah, I like that night I made sure I took Tylenol. I took an Epsom salt bath the next night. Because B Dave was like, that shit's like a miracle. I took an Epsom salt bath and I felt great. I was like, fuck it, I'll try it. And also, showing my age, I didn't know Epsom salts came in all these different scents now. I was just like, there's lavender and shit. I was very confused by that. I'm used to plain old Epsom salt. Back in my day, we didn't have these fancy Epsom salts. Right? I'm pretty sure you can still buy just a carton of Epsom salt. Hi, spiders. How goes? Also, while I'm doing this, let's chat about you can now, for this last week of September, get the discount applies to gift subs. I'm okay. Because I saw that that was today's meta on the tweeters, and some people are legit mad about it. Because if you were gonna include gift subs, why didn't you do that at the very beginning of the month? Well, thank you, spiders. Yeah, I've got a high sub goal, but I don't know if I'll hit it because after tonight, I'm gone basically 2 weeks. I mean, Motherlands will be on, but it'll be October by then. Saturday is October 1st. I'm not ready at all for October 1st. Oh, you forgot the 1. I've got a 1 in my emote prefix. Hey, Esoterica. Hey, Melissa. Yep. I don't know if you saw the tweet, but Buster Zero very kindly printed this Buster Sword dice tray, and it should be an easy paint, so that's what I'm doing. I just decided midway through, since it's going to be too hard to clean up the silver, I'm just going to go over it in just black paint. So this should be like pretty easy to do in one night. I want to do something fun with the materia slots if I can. I just gotta figure out if I want to do a bright blue or a red. As I feel like blue would go better against all the silver. And then I might actually do a little bit of dry brush. Good luck, Mandy. We believe in you. But yes, I'm doing 5 panels of TwitchCon, one of which is not on the site, which I can't figure that out. Alright. I spy a turquoise that is already there, but there's also some cool turbo dorks next to me. So, Steph, how are you feeling? Cause was it that you were up late or just that you weren't feeling 100%? I know Furwick was talking about a backache. So these are Turbo Dorks. This is actually a new line that's out next month. And they're very kind to send me the new set. So we're going to see how this works out. Turbo Dorks are not, I mean, there are acrylics, but they're water-based. So they're very thin. Oh, good. Are you able to take any time off is where I'm trying to go with that sentence. Words are apparently very hard for me today. Like, if you just didn't feel up to it tomorrow, could you take the day off? Oh, boo. Oh, bother. Oh, so this is a silly question. I know, but I mean, there's only one Steven, so please take care of you first. Not much. I just figured. I say that. Okay, this is very thin. This is going to be several coats. So I may actually do two different colors. So this will be the other blue. That one's the blue. Yeah, I'm trying a Turbo Dork. Is Materia purple? I may do a different acrylic because this is super thin. Try to basically create like a glow effect, but this may not work out because it's so thin. My foot itches. If your left foot itches, what is that supposed to mean? Yeah, I actually don't like green, but I've got a turquoise here. I've got a turquoise and I've got purple. Well, this is a FF7 Buster Sword, so not sure if that could apply, but yeah, clearly I'm tired. But I've got a turquoise and I've got a Citadel purple that could work too. It's just this is the um the Turbo Dork's very thin, so I will have to go through all of my dice and see which ones I want to put in here. Because I have to. This is gonna be the weirdest fucking thing I've ever had to say in my life. I have to remember to pack dice, or just use digital. Because I'm going to do my best to not miss black dice this week. But it's always a crapshoot with hotel Wi-Fi. Well, yeah, and I'm doing a photo shoot while I'm there, so also need to remember to take a couple changes of clothes and or props. I mean, I can throw a bag of dice in my backpack. I just know that will make TSA look at me weird. Because I have had dice like in my backpack. And once in a while I'll get stopped if I've got dice in my backpack. And on occasion I'll get someone who's clearly a gamer and they get it. Um, but my least favorite TSA story, aside from getting my hair searched, coming back through Raleigh, was it probably looked like I ran a game store, but I think the Switch was fairly new, because I know it was the older Switch. It was in my backpack along with a bunch of other shit. And this woman just my bag came up and she just was giving me the what's this? What's this? What's this? And I'm like, "Oh yeah, black women's hair gets searched all the time, Metazo. I mean, not as frequently, but at the time it was very frequent for black women to be stopped and have our hair searched at the airport because who knows, we could have drugs in there." Even though my hair was freshly done and down, they still wanted to search my hair. Welcome to being black in the US. So that was not a shock. And the worst part of that one was it was another black woman who, bless her heart, was like, I'll put on fresh gloves. And I was like, I don't give a shit what you're going to do. How about we call this evening and say you don't? Well, black women especially are often assumed to be drug mules, especially if, like, you know, how dare we be dressed well and sit in first class? So a few times I've flown first class, I've gotten that kind of stare, like, what are you doing here? Like, I bought my fucking ticket like you did. What do you think I'm doing here? It is, but again, welcome to being black in this country. Are you still, do you have braids again, Leaf? Or are you back, are you still natural? I know, Nora N.K. Jemison has blogged about them trying to search her hair when she was growing out her hair and was rocking a little afro. Hey, Nestor. Pretty good. Trying something different with the materia slots, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. But once I go over this with a coat of black, we'll see how it looks. I also should order a pizza because I've started drinking and I haven't packed and I'm hungry. Or eat something. I know I can eat a whole small pizza from Malnati's, but it'll be an hour before it gets here. Um, oh, really? Cat's like, what you got there? I've got ramen too that I could make, but that's not really dinner. But I think what I'm gonna do is once I get this edge done, is go order that small pizza because I know I can eat a small from Malnati's and not leave food waste. Because I'll be gone till next week, so I don't want to leave any food or any food waste, even if it's in the fridge or in the trash, because I discovered the hard way if you don't take the trash out, what can happen. And I've never been more disgusted in my life. Hey, Dr. B, how was vacation? I hope your time off is going well. I get to see Dr. B soon. I'm excited. You have a hat? Can you text me a picture of the hat? I want to see because I'm nosy. I really want to meet Robbie Damon and just sit and talk about hats. I'm still trying to get Matt to buy a hat. Ooh, fancy. I like that hat. Uh, is your link still active for Gorin Brothers, Dr. B? I got into Gorin Brothers because of Dr. B. It's his fault. If you have that handy, feel free to drop it in chat. It is harder for me to grab right now because I'm watching chat on my phone. If you don't have it handy, no worries. It is, but I started getting into hats and then there was nowhere to fucking go. Sorry, I might be angry about that. Okay. I need to figure out if I'm taking hats with me to LA because I'm doing a shoot with Cameron. I'm probably going to wear a hat on the plane so I can pull it down over my face and no one can talk to me. I hope to God. And no one talks to me so I can just get on my early ass flight and no one says a word to me. Alright, I think that's good as it's getting. I'm so sad I missed out on the lamb hat. And I still want a black version of my pork pie hat. Well, so for those who don't know, oh nice. I don't think I have any hats that are as wide as the ones you usually rock. Ah, that was close. That was almost an incident of paint. Hi, DC. Yes, I don't know if you know this, DC, but Dr. B is. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's loud. Oh, hi, take this. Speaking of which, hello. That was so loud in my ears. Hello, take this. How are you? What were you up to tonight? Welcome, welcome. For those who don't know, I am a Take This ambassador and also on the board of Take This. And Dr. B, who's in the chat, is the clinical director for Take This. Hello. We do have a command. I just don't know if it's going to work because Streamlabs bot seems to be down. What were y'all up to tonight? Hello, hello. Can I get a command for a shout out for Take This? I think your sub is expired, Metazoa. Or you're forgetting the one after Cypher. Oh, nice. I need to play that because I'm the worst and I have not played it. There we go. Paint off of there. It shouldn't need painting, but I just want to get a layer on. They're not showing for me. What I see is Cypher without the one. So that's why I wondered if you, if either your sub had lapsed or you're forgetting the one. But hello, thank you for the raid. We're just chilling and painting this Buster Sword dice case that Zero sent me. Ah, yeah. Well, enjoy that gift sub from Spiders. Oh, we were starting to talk about September before I distracted myself because I heard hats and then I was like, hello. So today Twitch announced two things. One, that gift subs count as part of September apparently. Yay. Thank you, Spiders. But also, there's no cap on hype trains. You can have up to a level 5,000 hype train if people give you enough subs. Apparently. Yeah. Because remember the cap before was level 5. I should have used a finer brush for this part. Now, we have to get someone to level 9,000 hype train so we can then say it's over 9,000. Hmm. But yeah, apparently hype trains are now uncapped. Um, but yes, you all should be checking out Take This. And if you are ever in need of mental health resources, Take This is where you should be going. And when the bot is working, we've got to take this command. And it's true. I'm pretty sure that's Cult of the Lamb. Yeah, that's Cult of the Lamb. I'm excited to see you soon, Dr. B. Cause shenanigans and trouble. Oh. Do you want to tell me so we don't wind up wearing the same hat again? There is a beanie, DC. I don't know if they're going to make any other hats, but they do have a Cult of the Lamb beanie you can buy off the site. Ugh. So you too can wear the mark of the one who waits. Well, it was just funny because I think it was either shirt and or hat one year that Dr. B and I showed up to a panel matching, and we did not plan it. I think we joked about it literally the rest of the con. Dan Dillon and I wound up matching one year too. Dang nabbit. I filled in the black, which is what I was trying not to do. Night stuff. Sleep well. I hope you feel better tomorrow. I was gonna ask you a question. I realized that is a business question. It can wait. Oh no, Panda. I'm so sorry. Have you been down all day with a migraine? Jesus. Yes, it was. It was the butcher. We literally both had it at the same con at the same time and did not plan it. Shit, I'm sorry. That is like the worst feeling. I've suffered from migraines, but not literally all day in a while. It's like the absolute worst feeling. Alright, I normally was not going to paint this, but I see no other better way to cover up the silver where I was heavy-handed. But I did say I was going to step away and order a pizza. So hang out, enjoy some tunes. And I will be back in a couple minutes. Yay, done with adulting. So once pizza gets here, I'll eat, and then I'll pack, and then I'll go the fuck to sleep. So I'm not, you'll hear me, but... Ow, ow, my knees, ow. Alright. Yay, we raised $140.69. Thank you, Leaf. Alright. Blue Malnati's. I just want a small pizza. Malnati's is like you want this deep dish, though. They're like, deep dish travels best uncut. And I'm like, but I don't want a deep dish, though. Just a straight up sausage pizza. That's what I want. No, why are you defaulting to an extra large pizza? Yo. Just sausage. You know what? It's that kind of a night. This sucks because... No, it actually is cheaper to get two 20-ounce bottles. Pasta. Pasta or pizza? Because I haven't really gotten Lou Malnati's pasta. Ooh. No, this is more food than I need. This is like a deep dish. And wings, and they only give you the option of a large deep dish pizza. And Italian beef is not hitting right now. Oh, what's my rewards? Ooh, I can get free bruschetta. Should I get free bruschetta? I can get a whole pizza. But will I eat the bruschetta? I can also get an order of wings, but do I need wings? Yeah, I'm just not feeling a cheesesteak right now. Like, I know I can eat a small pizza and I won't have anything left over. For whatever reason, my rewards are only a medium pizza or a large pizza. I can't get a small pizza. They've also got tiramisu, but if I wasn't leaving tomorrow, but I can unlock a large pizzas. But I could also, like, I don't want an extra pizza. I just want like spices. I've got enough to get a free pizza, but that doesn't help me today. Because I just want something I know I won't have any leftovers of. They're like, have all of this. Alright. Why is my name misspelled? There we go. Oh, while Panda and Dr. B are here, have you ever heard the old saying, if your right hand itches, you're gonna get money, but if your left hand itches, you're gonna pay money out? Yay, pizza. Sorry, I moved away from my desk and now everything is pinging at me. Alright, pizza will be here in an hour, and no matter where we are, I'll probably wrap up by then. If your right hand is itching, you're going to get money. And if your left hand is itching, you're going to pay out money. My grandmother said that all the time. And basically, like, this is a thing. So, like, if you're... Ugh, that was gummy. You're what, Grandma? Ah. What's funny is my grandmother said that all the time. And she'd probably be deeply horrified if anyone ever thought she was a witch. Because she was very Catholic. And so was my mother. That's where I got it from. Like Strega Nona. I clearly need to learn some Italian. Oh, it's that kind of way of saying witch. I see. I see, I see. Really? They didn't antagonize her, did they? That's where I heard the term as a kid, from like being a kid. But, you know, we had Creole and Cajun in our family, so there's a whole lot of interesting stuff there. That's also why I still want to get to New Orleans. Ooh, wow, that was my arm that tried to lock up. Yeah, I wasn't gonna do any black on this, but seeing as how I am fumble fingered and there was no good way to get in these lines otherwise, that's what we're doing. So yeah. There's a gnat in here, sorry. Oh, interesting. Um, and the work question I was gonna ask you, Dr. B, was is there an ETA on ambassador applications? Because a couple people have asked me. So, wasn't sure when, if, how that's going to work this year. But I realized that your Twitter says you're on vacation, so do not feel like you have to answer. Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like people kind of forget that I do take this stuff. I don't know how, but they do. Oh, also, well, it's probably too late now, but I did a thing for Kelly, and she was actually speechless, Dr. B. Yes, I will text you what it is in a moment. And I'll be on a plane so she can't yell at me, but I had to tell her what it was because she has to sign for it when it arrives. So, stay. Wow, that's not what I wanted. Yes, she literally couldn't talk. I had to call her because she stopped answering my text message. And I didn't know if that meant she was stunned silent or she was mad. But she was actually stunned silent, so. But then her mom narked on her about her PT, so we may do carrot and a stick for the thing. Her mom's a hoot, by the way. So between her mom, her in-laws, PJ, and me, yeah, there was a Sony credit card burning a hole in my pocket, so. But I was trying to totally surprise her, but someone needs to be there to sign for it. So I told her what it was today, and she literally couldn't react. So I stunned a bard silent. You won't ever let me do you a kindness, Nestor. You always fuss at me when I do something nice for you, as do all of you, actually. I'm like, let me be nice to you. But yeah, the opportunity was there, the credit card was there, so I said, fuck it. Wow. You gotta let people in, Nestor. You gotta let people in. I mean, head dogs holler. I wasn't talking about you, Panda, but well, um, good. I'm glad to hear that. I try to be. I'm not always the best friend. I am merely human, and I know that I am fallible. So, I know that I don't always do great on the friend thing, but I try. Oh, Ref, should I bring some good whiskey for us to try? Pirate picked me up a bottle of the Assassin's Creed whiskey, but I intend to bring that home and not open it there. Or I might just do a drizzly delivery to the hotel. I still have that Woodenville whiskey you gave me. I've been reticent to open it since I don't know when I could replace it. But if I can, I'm going to try to go to Koval on Tuesday and bring something. And I will try to do the same for Unplugged. But I don't remember if it was easy to try to get alcohol in Philly. I mean, is there a delivery like Drizzly or anything, Nestor? Because I've always just gone to like a CVS or something. I've never tried to get whiskey or anything delivered to the room while I was in Philly. Gotcha. I mean, I can also bring stuff from Koval, which is local to me, and people can try it. Um, and Koval does ship. But if there's something limited, I can bring people. Also, I believe Dimple's birthday is around this again, so it is. And there'll be plenty of time to pick up Koval. I just had to be mindful of weight limits for check bag. Um, but it'll be around the holidays, so Koval should also have like nice gift sets. I forget was it the pink ride that I brought, Ref? And also, again, a reminder that if you hear me calling people by their actual name, that does not mean you get to do it. I get that privilege because we're actually friends. And that's also just a reminder for myself because when Kelly was in here earlier, I was calling her Kelly, and I know people have a tendency to get super familiar. Oh, the Mie. If you want more of that, remind me closer to Unplug, because if you tell me now, I'll totally forget. Oh wait, I'll see you at TwitchCon, and we both have to fly, so if I get a chance, I'll go to Koval. They don't deliver, I'll have to run to the distillery, but you can do a prepay run in and pick it up and go out. Because I should really get Pirate something since he was kind enough to get me the Assassin's Creed whiskey, because you cannot get it delivered to Illinois. My brain jumped to Unplugged for some reason, like I'm not going to see you next week. Hey, Zach. Well, I'm talking about bringing a Chicago distilled whiskey with me. Because what I like to do and what I'll offer people, depending on how the con is going and how I feel, is like a night to just come and kick it in the room with very select people and just hang out. Because all of us get overwhelmed. I usually hit my end of people point by like Saturday night. And I'm like, I'm done with people. And even though I do a bunch of panels and other stuff, and Dr. B can attest to this as well, I hit a point, and I mean, we've both had that where it's like, I need to go and I need to go right now. And if anyone else talks to me, I'm going to scream. Because I'm done with people right now. I need you all to understand this. That I like you. Normally, I'd really love to see you, but I gotta go. Yeah, that's why I'm glad like the AFK room exists and other stuff, but people don't get it. They make a lot of assumptions because they're like, oh, but you do all these panels and you talk to people and you stream. That does not make me an extrovert. I hope you all know that. That's not how it works. And also, I just get overwhelmed with people and I'm like, I gotta go, like, now. No, absolutely, but people don't realize that. They honestly think they really do honestly think that doing a panel or the fact that you stream means that you are a social creature. I absolutely am not a social creature. Or the people that just want to stay and talk to you when it's like, I'm done being on now, I need to go. I'm sure you're a lovely person, but I gotta go. I like how Pat Rothfuss handled people when we were at Worldcon that year. Because he had a few people that came up to him were like, oh my god, I'm a big fan, I'm a big fan. And it's like the evening, it's after the Hugo Awards. A lot of us were just fucking tired. And the Hugo Awards, a lot, especially if you don't win. There's just the emotional crash post award show. Oh no, Nestor, I'm sorry. Um, but someone came up to him and he was very kind about it. But he was like, sorry, we're in a rush. We've actually got a car waiting on us. We've got a couple more days. I'll be on panels. I'm sure I'll see you again, but can't stop right now. And Reggie was kind too. When I got to hang out with Reggie Fils-Aimé for a bit in Seattle, um, because we were on the Tribeca jury together, and that's how we got acquainted. Um, he got up to go ask for the check, and of course, like because we were in the restaurant, he had just stood up to get the check. He didn't have his mask on. He got recognized, and he had a couple people like try. Someone that had clearly been sitting there waiting for him to get up and leave the table. He was like, "Sorry, in a meeting, just stepped away from the table for a minute. Would love to chat, but I'll be around PAX." And he was around for like another day. And we talked about that, like the ways in which to be gentle about can't stop for photo or I need to really go. I'm glad you're a fan. And also remember, he's retired from Nintendo. He is not the current CEO, but he's made such an impression on people, and folks grew up watching him at events that they still view him as tied to Nintendo. And we actually had a really good talk about that, about being gentle and not just being gotta go by. Because it's very easy to be like a begone peasant, but that's not how you talk to people. You know, that's absolutely not how you talk to people. Yes, Reggie Fils-Aimé. He and I and a few other people were on the Tribeca Games jury for the first year. They did it last year, and we've been trying to meet up. Like every time I've been in New York, he's been in New York. I've been in Seattle. We've missed each other, but so he was actually at the con and doing panels, and so we met up and actually got a chance to just chat and get to know each other a bit more. It was really dope. He's like a regular fucking human being. Imagine that. Um, Sorry, I'm thinking, but I'm not thinking well. I'm trying to think of what else I could do with this handle. It's not so much personality, Meta. It's more that Reggie, like most people, is a real live human. Alright, bye. Say hi to Jessica. And I'll see you next week. Enjoy dinner. It's not even about meeting a personality per se, but it's a good reminder that the person you hold up as a personality is a person. They are not merely right. I mean, and Panda's seen people do that with me, which still weirds me the fuck out. Because I'm a regular ass person. Dr. B has seen it too. I don't know why I'm doing this. This is dry. Also, don't forget we are raising money for for charity water. Leaf was very generous earlier. Um, but yeah, but it's like I'm a regular person. I like when I go in chats and people get weird. I'm like, I gotta go. Cause that can also just be off-putting, I guess is the best way to phrase it. Well, and that's the thing though, if someone has built that kind of expectation up around me, I'm never gonna meet that. I'm never gonna be the version of me that they've built in their head. And I should never try to be that, you know? Like I can just be me, be the best human I can be, and that's the best I can do, but I can't control what other people think of me, you know? But those people that build a version of you in their head, there's nothing you can do about that. But they're invariably going to be disappointed should they meet you in real life. I shouldn't even say real life, offline, like in person. Because this is still real life. I'm still really here. I'm really painting. You all are here watching. Um, but the version of Cypher of Tyr that someone may have built in their head is never going to be what I actually am. And that goes in the opposite direction. There are people that have written whole ass fanfic about who I am as a person that don't know me, don't care to know me, will never get to know me. But they're very sure that I am X kind of way, you know? And I can't control that. And I shouldn't try to control that because I will lose all my shit trying to control that. Like B Dave was like, oh yeah, there's people excited to meet you when you're in town. I was like, what? Why? It's like, what do you mean why? I'm like, why? I'm a regular ass person. You know, I don't look at it that way. I'm like, I'm me. It'll be dope to meet some people, but I don't want to ever have the attitude that I'm so special, it's a privilege to meet me. Because I feel like when you get to that point, you've changed. If anyone ever starts acting that way, they've changed. Oh yeah, fanfic about real people exists. It's called RPF. But when I say that, I'm meaning more of a they expect me to behave and act a certain way, and I'll never be that way. You know? Or the people like, Bronze is a great example. A lot of people think Bronze is mean or whatever because she just doesn't take shit from people. She's also a woman of color, and she's not afraid to tell you what she thinks. But because she's outspoken and person of color, people act like she's the worst ever. And that's so weird to me. Is this not the same color? It sure isn't. No, it is. It just is being weird. Oh, absolutely. And I'm like, y'all fuckers are weird. Great, I got air bubbles in that. Hey, Mikey. The Buster Sword dice tray that Zerjester printed me. Just trying to get the handle done and then start some dry brushing on it. Once I also do another layer of silver on the edge of the blade. I mean, I've had that. I had someone, and this will forever trip me out. So there was someone who I follow, like I really respect their work, and they were up for Diana Jones one year and they didn't get it. Either that or an Emmy or some award they didn't get in the RPG space. And literally months after Gen Con, this person, who it turns out is their friend, wrote this long ass blog post about how they've been robbed. And I read it and thought they were kind of white knighting. It was also just weird timing because literally Gen Con had been months before this, months prior to them posting this. And so I was kind of weirded out, and I was like, don't you think you're white knighting a little bit? And they're like, well, I know your opinion of me. And I was like, I don't know who the fuck you are. I literally don't know who you are. Oh, that is a dragon. It's just not what I'm working on tonight. That is the Gale Force 9 Adult Red Dragon. It's been taking me forever to work on it. So, I need a fresh paper towel. Oop, that was almost tragedy. Yeah, Zerjester 3D printed and mailed it to me. But yeah, stuff like that, or like the people who just, I mean, parasocial relationships. And I'm submitting the parasocial panel. I'm doing a TwitchCon, also do PAX Unplugged, because people are fucking weird. That's fine. But people get, like, they get an idea of who you are, who they think you are in their head. And I can't control what the fuck someone else thinks about me. But I can control how I react to it. The fact that this person was very sure that I knew who they were and cared. But they'd built this whole fiction about who I was in their head and how I hated their writing. And I was like, I don't know who you are, but there's no way to say that online without coming across as kind of like begone peasant, you know? And that is the last thing I ever want to perpetuate online, because that is not me. Because I've had people treat me that way far too often. They do. Like, people are like, one of my friends, um, he broke up with his partner, and like, he literally didn't want to tell people that they were no longer together because of how feral people fucking get. And also the people that might have thought that they had a shot. When that was like the last thing on his mind. But some people are just laying in wait and think they for real got a shot when someone's single. And I'm like, couldn't be me. Oh wait, I've got some self-respect. Not much, but I've got some. Well, remember, we live in kind of an era of micro celebrity. Because never in a million years did I ever think I would live to see where being a content creator was going to be a viable career choice. Well, just some people, again, it's the creepiness of the parasocial relationship that some people really think because they give you a few bucks a month that they fucking own you, and it's terrifying. Because those same people will be the first ones to go, well, you ignored me in chat. I'm canceling my sub and I'm canceling you online. Um, and they will sit there and actually act like you're supposed to capitulate to anything they want. And I'm like, oh, you gave me $5? Cool. I know I've told this story before, but I once mailed someone $4 in pennies after they acted an entire asshole on my Patreon. I seriously, because they had only been a patron for 2 months at the $2 level, I mailed them $4 in pennies. And then blocked them on Patreon and everywhere else. Oh, I'm petty. I'm beyond petty. That's the other reason where people get like all excited or whatever, and I'm like, I need you all to understand that deep in my heart, I am a petty, petty asshole. None of you seem to realize this. Hey, Mojo. I mean, at the end of the day, it really wasn't worth the what I spent to mail $4 worth of pennies, but I do. But that's the part, Sleazy, where we're like, that's why I get deeply uncomfortable when people start talking about legend or icon, which is still weird, even though I've got a award that says icon. Um, I'm also just keeping an eye on my phone for when the pizza gets here, because then I will be done with this stream. Um, you're not. I mean, your last name's Vengeance. You kind of have to be petty with that name on here. Oh, absolutely. So this was the white woman that I had to cut off after Trump won because she got very much in her feelings about how she was in danger too, and she didn't vote for Trump, and she made the assumption that I was assuming she voted for Trump simply because she's white, and I was like, that's not anything near what I said, but okay. Alright, bye DC, have a good one. Hope you are having a good night. Oh yeah, so this is well before I knew most of the people in chat, I think. Except maybe Springleaf. And Brian Cortijo. But when the Orange Menace won, I was getting up and flying the next day. And I tweeted about the fact that you know it's bad when your international friends are checking on you. And she basically wants to do the whole, well, I'm not a racist, yada yada. Oh, I was so done. But she really tried to pull, and she keeps trying to pull the, well, I'm an immigrant. I'm like, you came here when you were 2. Because she really wants to pull the I'm so marginalized despite being white card. I feel like she'd be one of those white women that absolutely would shave Karen in the side of her head. Hey, Sam. Did y'all see that women were like white women were like shaving the word Karen into, or not a Karen, into the sides of their head. And I was like, yeah, God, who shared it? Somebody shared it. It may have been in one of my group DMs of like just all black people, but. And they had like the typical Karen haircut. And I was like, oh my Jesus. Y'all are doing absolutely the most. It was a very Karen move. I was like, you know what? I quit. I quit. I'm done. That was my sign to get off the internet that day. Oh, absolutely, because they're the ones that are like, Karen's a slur. I was like, that you think a proper name is a slur? Okay. That's when you just go, okay. I'm just gonna. What's the SpongeBob gif? I'm gonna head out. That's when you do that. And you're like, I gotta go. Oh my god, Brian. Hey, you know what? I met Proto Karens when I still worked in higher ed, so. This time back in my still is like, I'm closing this tab and I'm getting offline. Goodbye. This is my sign that I should go for the day. Like, well, that's enough internet for today. Soccer mom and helicopter parent. So, for those who don't know, I used to work in higher ed. I worked several years in undergrad admissions and then international student affairs. And we would get people that would come to our recruitment events or like the open houses. For those that don't know, like if you're going to send your kid to college, a lot of places will do, a lot of people will then go to open houses with their kid and check out the potential college. And one, I knew I had a proto Karen. I was standing around, and we all had on like polo shirts that said our university name. And we're just standing around. They were like, "Hey, just kind of keep an eye on the food because students will see it." And students, if they see food, they assume it's for them. So we had to kind of keep an eye on the spread that was out. And I'm standing around like me and a colleague, and this woman walks up to me and starts telling me her fucking order. And I just looked at her and I kept looking at her. And I was like, did you just. And the daughter was incredibly embarrassed, as she should have been. You heard me. I didn't stutter. And the daughter was mortified. Because I just kept staring at her like, are you. Like, bitch's plate is right there. And it wasn't even like it was sit down dinner. This was like hors d'oeuvres. Hey, again, welcome being black in the US. But this woman straight up started telling me her order like I was supposed to put her together a plate like it was the barbecue. I was like, if you don't get the fuck away from me. I'm not. My favorite / not really was working the admission fair and working the study abroad table when I had moved to international student affairs. And no, I was still undergrad admissions. And this family that looked, I can't even think of a good way to describe these people without being cruel about people's physical appearance. But this kid stood there and very proudly talked about how he didn't have a passport and didn't plan to get one. And I'm just looking at him like, Why is this something you're bragging about? But they sure did look at me like that was something to really brag about. I'm like, okay. They were the people that if they ever did leave the country, they'd be mad nobody was speaking American. Yeah, I couldn't do that, Brian. I still needed a job. I needed my tuition covered. But I just... Oh, there are people, like, I've seen it while traveling, Sleazy. People that will be in a foreign country and loudly complain that nobody's speaking English. And then I just kind of look at them and go, did you get on the right flight? I mean, visitors were not solely the only ones that were assholes. Still had a professor that threw a literal tantrum and got on the floor. Oh no, they were proud as fuck, Sam. So like, why would I leave? Why would I leave the country? I don't know, learn something about the world, you dipshit. But I couldn't say that. I was thinking it. Um, and so I did give the party line of, well, you know, visiting other countries, learning other languages, and enriches your point of view. It'll make you attractive to employers. And, you know, business Tanya had to be present. I couldn't say what I was thinking. Because again, it was very much a, I need my job, I need my job, I need my job. Shit, I got actual paint on my fingernail. I'm afraid I'm gonna scrape off the nail polish. Yeah, but again, it was very much a, I need my job, I need my job. I need my tuition paid, because I can't afford the school otherwise. Well, the professor who claimed that it was... hold on, that is my pizza. Hold that thought, I'll be right back. Alright, we're gonna take 5 for me to grab a slice of pizza. Stretch bio. Oh, and Zach Rules, thank you so much for your donation. I totally missed it because I was looking at my phone. Oh, interesting. I wonder if that is a new overlay. Overlay URL. Properties. Wonder if it's a new URL because I took the. Huh. I took the QR code off, but yeah. Hang out, take 5. I will be back. I'm just gonna get a quick bio and grab one slice because we're almost done with the Buster Sword, so I'd rather finish it. So hang out for 5, get water, stretch, and bio, and I'll be back. I hope you all know I could hear you. I could see the chat. And I realized you couldn't hear me on the other screen because I didn't add this audio source for my headset. So I was talking and fussing on the BRB screen for a while before I realized you couldn't hear me. Thank you for the gift sub. Yeah, I didn't have this audio source on that scene, so luckily for you all, you couldn't hear the things I was saying. Hi, Melissa, I see you. Sorry. What are you all up to? And Zach, thank you for the donation to Charity Water. Oh, you got home to a resub from Panda. Sorry for the unplanned food ASMR, but once I realized that y'all couldn't hear me, I was like, oh, I should get back on that scene. Well, I basically just added an audio source when I use the stem mic, so I can just add it instead of doing a bunch of other stuff. Oh, Misty's on. I was trying to see who to raid when we're done, because I do need to pack still, and it's already 8:45. Excuse me. Alright, let's finish this Buster Sword. I'll probably just do some dark dry brushing on it. I do not want to have to get up at 5 a.m. and pack either. I mean, I could, but that would probably not be great for me. Oh, it says a hype train is close. Look at what you all did. Look at what you've done. Oh, I did get it. Well, thank you. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna use to wash this with. Because I see little bits here on the handle. What's Hydrate Pando? That is not one I made. Who made that one? What is Hydrate Pando? Because I know I did not make that one. I even know what a Pando is. Alright, you all are trying to make a chew happen. You don't have long to do it, if that's what your plan. I even know what a Pando is, so I know I didn't do that one. No, I understand that, Jade Fox. I just don't know where that one came from. Because I don't even know what a Pando is to have made that a redemption. But I just hydrated and I just ate, so I think we're good. Alright, one more round of the silver and then dry brush, and I think we're good. I don't know what the fuck those are, so... Yeah, I don't know what Pando is, so... I wonder if that's something new that they're doing. Because I don't know if it's true or not, but I keep hearing bits are going away, and I don't know how true that is. Like I said, that's what I've heard. I have no idea how true it actually is. Yeah, I don't know what a Pando is, so... Huh, I'll have to go look at that because... Huh, interesting. Alright, let's get this silver. And then I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do a wash in. And then we're gonna call it a night because I still gotta pack. Dark wash. Alright, gonna get in another layer on the sword tip, sword edge, and then see what we've got to it is a dice holder, and Zero printed it and sent it to me, Sam. So it's a relatively easy paint, so I decided to do this tonight instead of going back to the Stormbird. It's okay, Sam. You did just walk in the door, so it's all good. I had to dig up one of my bigger brushes for this edge. Yeah, Zero sent me a Buster Sword, and he sent the Opera Geek Majora's Mask because she is a big Zelda fan. Hey Park, how are you? Yeah, I found like 5 STLs for this when I did a search for like an image reference. What was I talking about before the pizza got here, y'all? I really don't remember. I've got the corrosive wash or technical paint from Citadel, and I kind of want to use that. It's okay. All I know is the phone rang, food arrived, and I kind of inhaled half of it during that break, so... I also have to pack because I did the thing where I threw clothes on my bed, and so I can't go to sleep until I've packed. Or at least have enough clothes in that piece of luggage where I can walk out the door tomorrow. Ooh, the black paint has all clumped up, mainly because I've got a fan going in here. It's weird. It's like, it's hoodie weather outside, But thank you, menopause and hot flashes. I'm burning up. Tomorrow, not till 10:30. It's more of a, I'm concerned if I get up and try to pack in the morning, that I'll be in a big rush, I'll forget. But I'm also tired. So I'm also very tempted to just go to bed early and set an alarm for 5. Because I can sleep on flights. So that is my temptation right now. Like, just pull out at least something for the flight. Because you know, like when you're tired and you know that your brain is like not there? Because all the laundry I washed is still in the bag. I have not unbagged the laundry I did. So, in theory, I could go to bed very soon and and just get up at 5 and pack, and that still gives me 2 hours or 3 hours before I need to leave. Because my flight's at 10:30, I've already paid for a bag, I just need to drop it off. So I was thinking about getting there no later than 9, and that gives me an hour and a half to get through security. And get breakfast hopefully, and then sleep on the flight. So I'm kind of at 6 of one, half dozen the other right now. I've only done one red eye recently, and I really fucking hated it. Because it was packed for whatever reason. And I was just like, why is this so packed? Okay, that's the dark wash. Am I doing white or gray wash for... Doing gray wash across the actual sword. Because one of those is a dry brush. Grabbing that, and it's taking forever to dry. Wow, that soaked up so much of the dry brush. I was going for a scuffed look, but clearly did not wash enough of the white paint out when I used it last time. It was actually kind of giving me the effect I wanted anyway, which was kind of battle scarred. I actually washed this one with soap. It dried with some paint in it, which is not what I wanted. Not quite the effect I wanted, but it's not the worst either. Well, that sucks. I wanted the handle to look like it's been used. Is it still edible? Dry brush was not dry enough. Alright, I'm probably gonna wrap soon because, like I said, it's almost 9, and either I'm gonna attempt packing or I'm just gonna get up early tomorrow. I think some of the gray may not be dry enough and it's rubbing off elsewhere. But I kind of achieved what I wanted, which was for this to look beat up. This isn't an off-the-shelf, brand new Buster Sword. I've got Italian ice in there. I've got the corrosive technical paint, but I'm not sure if I want to use it. I don't want the sword to look like destroyed, but okay, good. Thought shell. I've got like this corrosive technical paint from, well, it's a contrast paint, same technical. Where is it? Where the fuck is it? I just used it the other day. Ugh. I need to not stick things in my mouth like that. Alright. I literally used it on this, so where the fuck did it go? Oh, the one that's right in front of me. That's dangerous. It's either that or snakebite leather for the handle. As contrast, it's not supposed to be used this way, but fuck it. Back in there. Still not dry enough for dry brushing. Trying to make this kind of look worn. This may not have been my best choice. This still is not very dry. But it may be getting what I want. Alright, can someone see if Pirate's still on? Because if he is... Oh, I think he usually ends around now because it's 10 for him. Alright, I think... I'm just messing with it more to see if I can get it to be more dry brushy. Alright, I think the Buster Sword's done. Welcome back, Sam. Alright. Alright, I think Buster Sword's done. And we're gonna call it a night, because I'm either gonna pack or pull clothes off my desk, off my bed, and go to bed. Oh, now. What'd you get for ice cream, Sam? I have to remember to bring Apple Wallet with me, because if not, it will yell at me and tell me every 5 minutes that my wallet's been left behind. Alright, now you should be able to hear me. Thank you. I'm going to see if Pirate's still on. And if he's not, I'm going to raid Confetti. Well, yeah, but he usually ends around now, but it looks like he's still on, so... If you're a sub, use a creative emote. If you're not, use for a hi, howdy emote you have. Be nice spinning pirate, say hi. Pronouns are he, him. And I will see you when I'm back next week for Motherlands and for Sponsor Stream Brewmaster. So see ya next week. Bye, y'all.